Long before European ships reached the shores of North America, diverse Native American civilizations thrived across the continent. From the Pueblo people of the Southwest to the Iroquois Confederacy of the Northeast, these societies developed complex cultures. They had sophisticated agricultural practices, trade networks, and governance systems. Their deep connection to the land and its resources shaped their beliefs and traditions. The arrival of Europeans would forever alter the course of their history. Native Americans encountered by the Europeans had already established extensive trade routes. They engaged in intricate social structures and held a deep reverence for the natural world. These first inhabitants left an indelible mark on the land. Their story is an essential prelude to the story of the United States. The 15th and 16th centuries marked a turning point with the arrival of European explorers. Seeking new trade routes and driven by the promise of riches, these expeditions led to the establishment of the first European colonies. The Spanish, French, and English vied for control of land and resources. They formed complex relationships with Native American tribes, marked by both cooperation and conflict. The English established a dominant presence along the Atlantic coast. They founded 13 colonies with distinct regional identities and economic activities. The colonies grew, fueled by agriculture, trade, and the labor of enslaved Africans. As the colonies matured, so too did their sense of independence from their European founders. The stage was set for a momentous clash of ideologies and ambitions. By the mid-18th century, tensions between Great Britain and its American colonies escalated. Disputes over taxation without representation and British policies ignited a fervent desire for self-governance. In 1776, the Continental Congress, representing the 13 colonies, took a bold step. They issued the Declaration of Independence, a document that proclaimed the colonies' right to break free from British rule. This declaration marked the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Led by George Washington, the Continental Army faced the might of the British Empire. The war, a testament to the colonists' determination, lasted for 8 long years. The American victory at Yorktown in 1781 secured independence. The newly formed nation embarked on the challenging path of establishing a government for the people, by the people. In 1787, delegates from the states gathered to address the challenges of governing a new nation. They drafted the United States Constitution, a document that laid the foundation for a representative democracy with a federal system of government. George Washington, revered for his leadership during the Revolutionary War, became the first president of the United States. The young nation faced numerous challenges. These included internal divisions, economic struggles, and conflicts with Native American tribes. Despite these obstacles, the spirit of expansionism took hold. Driven by the belief in manifest destiny, the idea that the United States was destined to expand across the continent, settlers moved westward. This westward expansion would have profound consequences for Native Americans and shape the nation's identity. Section 5. The Louisiana Purchase and the Growing Nation. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson oversaw the Louisiana Purchase. This acquisition of vast territories from France doubled the size of the United States. The purchase opened up the western frontier to exploration and settlement. It also fueled tensions with existing inhabitants and neighboring powers. The Lewis and Clark expedition, commissioned by Jefferson, embarked on a journey to explore the newly acquired lands. Their expedition provided invaluable knowledge about the geography, plants, animals, and Native American cultures of the West. As more settlers moved westward, conflicts with Native Americans intensified, leading to displacement and violence. The nation grappled with the moral and political implications of its expansionist ambitions. Section 6. A Nation Divided, the Civil War. By the mid-19th century, the issue of slavery had created a deep chasm in American society. The southern states, heavily reliant on enslaved labor for their agricultural economy, resisted calls for abolition. The northern states, with their growing industrial base, increasingly viewed slavery as morally reprehensible. The election of Abraham Lincoln, who ran on an anti-slavery platform in 1860, proved to be a turning point. 11 southern states seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. The Civil War erupted in 1861, pitting brother against brother in a bloody conflict that would test the nation's resolve. The war raged for 4 years, with major battles fought at Gettysburg, Antietam, and Vicksburg. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, issued in 1863, declared the freedom of slaves in Confederate territories, adding a moral dimension to the Union's fight. Section 7, Reconstruction and the Aftermath of War. The Union victory in 1865 marked the end of slavery in the United States. The nation entered a period of Reconstruction, grappling with the challenges of reintegrating the Confederate States and incorporating formerly enslaved people as citizens. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution abolished slavery, guaranteed equal protection under the law, and granted voting rights to all men, regardless of race. Reconstruction was a time of both progress and resistance. While African Americans celebrated newfound freedoms and participated in government, they also faced violence, discrimination, and the rise of Jim Crow laws in the South. The struggle for racial equality would continue to define the American experience for generations to come. Section 8. Industrial Rise and the Progressive Era. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed a period of rapid industrialization and urbanization in the United States. Advances in technology, transportation, and communication transformed the nation into an economic powerhouse. However, this growth also brought about social problems. These problems included labor unrest, income inequality, and the exploitation of workers. The Progressive Era emerged as a response to these challenges. Progressive reformers sought to address issues such as corruption, monopolies, and social injustice. They advocated for labor rights, women's suffrage, and government regulation of industry. Figures like Theodore Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, and Woodrow Wilson championed progressive ideals, leading to significant reforms in areas such as food safety, working conditions, and conservation. Section 9. World Wars and Global Engagement. The 20th century saw the United States emerge as a global power. The nation's involvement in World War I and World War II had a profound impact on its international standing and domestic landscape. World War I, sparked by events in Europe, drew the United States into a global conflict that tested its military and industrial might. The war's aftermath left Europe in ruins and reshaped the global order. World War II, a conflict on an even greater scale, pitted the United States and its allies against the Axis powers. The war had a devastating human cost, but also led to significant technological advancements and a reshuffling of global power dynamics. The United States emerged from the war as a superpower, playing a leading role in shaping the post-war world. Section 10. The Cold War and Domestic Change. The aftermath of World War II ushered in the Cold War, an era of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. The two superpowers, each possessing nuclear weapons, engaged in an ideological struggle that shaped global politics for decades. The Cold War extended beyond military posturing, encompassing espionage, proxy wars, and a space race that captured the world's imagination. Domestically, the United States grappled with issues of civil rights and social justice. The civil rights movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., challenged segregation and discrimination. The movement's struggle for equality for African Americans led to landmark legislation and transformed American society. The Cold War and the Civil Rights Movement highlighted the complexities and contradictions of this era in American history. Section 11. The Modern United States and its Global Role. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War. The United States emerged as the sole superpower, facing new challenges and opportunities in a rapidly changing world. The rise of globalization, technological advancements, and the spread of information presented both opportunities and threats. The United States grappled with its role as a global leader, navigating complex international relations, economic interdependence, and security concerns. Domestically, the United States continued to address issues of social justice, economic inequality, and political polarization. The nation confronted challenges such as climate change, healthcare access, and immigration reform. Despite these challenges, the United States remained a beacon of hope and opportunity for many, its history a testament to the enduring human spirit